This is Stay Paid, a sales and marketing podcast on a mission to help you close more deals and retain more business.
Welcome to another Silver Dollar episode of Stay Paid, the best sales and marketing tips of your week in 15 minutes or less. My name is Joshua Stike.
And I'm Luke Acree.
Having daily habits, Luke, helps to organize your time during the day and allows you to focus on the most important activities in your business. It also eliminates the temptation to get lost in the busy work. When you set and stick to a daily routine, your goals become more achievable. You actually keep your costs down because you're sticking within a planned budget of time and money. And according to psychologists, it actually reduces stress and anxiety from having a daily routine.
Wow.
So today we're going to go over the 3 things successful real estate agents should be doing every single day. And if you're not in real estate, definitely keep listening because this will apply to any business.
Yeah, well, what you're saying and what you're touching on is the discipline equals freedom type example that Jocko from Extreme Ownership
In order to have the freedom, you've got to have more
You got to have discipline, right? And he gave the analogy of time management. Most people go, I need more time. And he goes, well, if you want more time, you actually need more time management. Because if you're more disciplined, you're going to free up time on your calendar. But so few people think about it that way. But that's why it really stress. When you wake up, it's 2022. What are we? A couple days into 2022 now, right?
This is January 6th.
Yeah, January 6th. So we're a few days into 2022. Are you on track to hit your 2022 goals? Now, here's the thing about goals. We talked about it last week, right? The person who's going to hit their goals is the person who focuses on it every single day, that focuses on it 365 days a year, not the person who just sets it on New Year's Eve to try to accomplish what they want to accomplish. So are you on track to hitting your goals? Part of hitting your goals is doing the routines, doing the repetitions that you have to do every single day. The first repetition that you must be doing as a business is prospecting. You have to keep picking up that phone, keep shaking hands, keep door knocking, keep getting out there. Ask yourself right now, in the first 6 days of this year, have you prospected every single day for at least 2 hours a day? That is the real truth.
Early.
Yeah, correct. Have you done that? But if you want to achieve the results you want, I'll give it in this example. So one of my goals this year is we want to do over 50 rentals.
Yep.
Well, you're not going to get 50 new rentals by just sitting there and hoping that your brand brings in people to go, well, I know Luke buys a bunch of rental properties and I know he's in the business. Though I hope that happens, I'm not going to sit there and get 50 rentals by that happening. What do I need to do? I need to make sure that there's activity happening where we're reaching out. So one of the prospecting activities is what? Getting a list of all the people who own multifamily, looking at that list and going, who's maybe 55 plus, because maybe they're looking to get out of the game.
Yep.
Calling that list every single day and saying, I'm banging on the table. People maybe can hear that. But saying, hey, I'm interested in buying rental properties. So you had a great portfolio. Hey, wanted to know if you're, interested in selling any of your rentals, right? And doing that over and over again. Most of the people will say no. This is why people don't actually do prospecting, is because 98% of it's rejection. 98% of it is no. But if you do this repetition every single day, that's what ultimately is going to breed the results of the deal flow. The same with the prospecting activities, even from a marketing standpoint. Are you posting on social? Are you getting mailers out the door? Are you hitting the list over and over and over again to try to generate that business? Most people, the first 6 days of the year, they've probably focused more on operational things than they have on prospecting. Don't you understand? Sales fixes everything.
Yep.
If you have enough money, you'll be able to pay people to do the operational task of your business. This is my challenge to you today. Set 2 hours in your calendar every single day. Make your freaking calls.
Yep. And if you're wondering, you mentioned 2 hours, but if you're looking at how many people do you need to call, how many leads do you need to generate, how much time should you be spending in prospecting? If you go back and listen to some of our past episodes where we talk about this idea of reverse engineering your goals, that will ultimately start to set up those daily activities in the different channels that move you towards those goals.
Oh, here's what I'll tell you. If you're not willing to make your calls, go home tonight and look your family in the eye, look your kids in the eye and said, hey, guess what? I was too scared to make my calls. That's why you're not going to get what you want in life.
Brutal, man.
But that's the truth. That's the truth.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. Look yourself in the mirror. If you don't have any kids, don't look. Hey, I don't actually think you deserve what you want in your life because this phone was too heavy for me to pick up because I was too scared of what a person that I don't even know said to me.
You could just also make your kids get on the phone.
You could do that.
Once they hit 14, they fully allowed to work.
Yeah, you're either interested in getting where you want or you're committed. That's 100%. What we said last week.
100%. All right. So the second one is really understanding your craft, understanding your industry, studying your market, training every single day, making sure that you're putting in time for the personal development and you're putting in time to know so that you are the industry expert for your clients.
Yeah, goes back to Jarrett Glant. One of the things he said, he's the president of Grant Cardone's companies. And one of the things he said when we interviewed him, which was really powerful, is look, you're a professional, right? A professional salesperson, let's just say. Professionals show up every single day. They practice. They show up in the film room. Are you showing up in the film room? What might that look like? Have you listened to your recorded calls to tweak what you need to do? Have you memorized and practiced your scripts? Do you know if you practice just 30 minutes a day, which is more than most of you listening are doing, if you just do 30 minutes a day, it's only like 100 and something hours a year. It takes 10,000 hours to master something. It will take you freaking years to master just the scripts and the pitches that you're doing. The point I'm trying to make is everybody knows, it's obvious, they've heard it before. Professionals show up, professionals put in the work, professionals practice. Why? Because when you practice, when you prepare, it gives you confidence, it gives you altitude on your subject matter. People buy from people that are confident. Confident reflects competence. People want to buy from people they look up to, not people they look at or people they look down on. Think about this. Are you going to invest your money in crypto with somebody who's made less money than you in crypto?
Right.
Josh has made a lot of money in crypto, some Shiba coin, some Dogecoin, I don't know. But you're going to want to buy or invest. Yeah, you're going to want to invest with somebody who's made more than you, not someone who's made less than you. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for that confidence, that competence that person has. If you train every single day, if this is part of your routine, an hour of day where you're doing self-development, training, practicing your craft, looking at the hot sheets, understanding what's come on the market, what's gone off the market, how long does a house take to sell, what's the average price point, how many square feet, right? What type of home is moving? If you know all these things and you can rattle them off, man, when you're in that listing presentation and you get an objection, or when you're trying to showcase your authority on a subject matter, people will naturally be drawn to your confidence because you've prepared.
It also allows your brain to be creative. Like when you have the information, when you have the actual details and you're not sitting there thinking about, well, what are the numbers for this week? I forgot to check them. It actually gives you the ammunition to be able to be creative, whether it's in your pitches, whether it's in your marketing, whether it's in your day-to-day interactions where you are attempting to instill that confidence in the person that you're working with. And then the other thing I would say is 100% you have to put it on your calendar. You can't just say that you want to train every day or want to study the market. You have to book time. It's you look at like coaches like Tom Ferry. They say if it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist because it won't get done. You will let something else in your day overtake that time that you wanted to spend doing that training. Make sure that you're scheduling it every single day.
Yep. You want the top 1% income? Do you have the top 1% work ethic? Do you put in the top 1% work? I tell my team, this brings it home, right, for our sales team. So we have a bunch of people on the phone, as you guys know. They're selling to real estate agents, insurance agents, financial advisors, right? We're pitching and selling to a lot of you who listen to us. I tell my team all the time, why would you ever expect someone to buy from you if you don't understand their business? If you don't understand truly how to help them, if you aren't an expert at your craft, why would someone ever want to buy from you? It has nothing to do with the money. It has everything to do with the value that you present to somebody. And that value comes from what you've put in. People aren't paying you for a 30-minute phone call. They're not paying you for a listing presentation. They're not paying you for a 15-minute consultation with your financial advice. They're paying you for 15 years of hard work, 15 years of experience. That's what they're paying for you for, is because you've put in that work. You've actually done your research. And they want that knowledge. That's what they're buying from you.
Absolutely. All right. So we had prospect. Second one is train and study your market. The third one is really the biggest one. This is where all of the fortune lies. It is in the follow-up.
Yeah. So I separated follow-up from prospecting because prospecting is going out there, right, to your list, pounding that list, hunting. Follow-up is going, you have a database right now. Your sphere of influence, just to focus on that for a second, it's going to be responsible for 60+% or should be of your business from referrals, from repeat transactions. Are you following up with those people? You're 6 days into the year right now. Have you made your touch points to at least some of your database already in the first 6 days? Here's what most people do. They wait and they try to touch their database all at the same time. Why not just pick 5 people in your sphere of influence each single day, every single day?
So much easier on yourself.
And just reach out to them, send them a text message, give them a phone call. The follow-up is the fortune because top of mind awareness is what will drive the deals. NAR came out with a stat. If you want to be a listing agent, 77% of listings, right? The seller chooses the first agent they look at or they interview, not just look at, right? It's not about your looks. It's about interviewing you. 77% choose the first one they interview. So you need to be top of mind. How do you get top of mind? You got to do your follow-up. The same applies for your leads. Josh and I are producing Facebook leads. In fact, we're rolling out a program where we're going to be doing Facebook leads for our clients. We're generating thousands of leads for really cost-effective prices.
Yep.
But the reality is, what I'm hammering home time and time again to the people who are using our program right now is if you don't follow up. My brother Steven closes a ton on Facebook right now. He has to call 18 times. That's what his team stats are. They have to call 18 times to get these deals. And he's closed hundreds of thousands of dollars in commissions already from running these Facebook ads. But it's the follow-up where the fortune was, not just producing the lead.
Yeah, 100%. Even early on in that program that we had running, there was a little bit of, I don't know, it was kind of people were a little bit down because like, oh, I'm seeing the leads, but I'm not really getting anything from them. Then once we started actually working with them and side by side
to make the calls,
and calling the leads and making the calls, everyone's mood changed immediately because they saw the actual payoff of doing your follow-up and making sure that you don't give up after a single phone call.
You ever watched the Discovery Channel Gold show where they're hunting for gold?
I've not, no.
No, you've never seen it? Okay, I forget what it's called. Gold Rush, I think.
Gold Hunters.
Gold Rush, right? Think about you're mining your database and your leads like hunting for gold. You're sifting through a ton of crap, sifting through a ton of dirt, a ton of rock to try to find little specks of gold, right? Nothing in life is usually like, oh, I'll make one phone call and I get a deal. Doesn't usually happen. It is you have to sift. You have to mine for the gold. You have to follow up. You have to stay on top of it. Do that this year. If you can't tell, I'm a little fired up. It's 6 days into 2022. Do you want to achieve what you want in your life? Do you want to achieve the income you want? Of course you do. Get on the phone, follow up with your prospects, send those emails, send those text messages, send those personalized videos, connect on social. That's the key.
I like to think of prospecting as the hunting and follow up as the gathering. You know, you've already planted your seeds. You're just gathering.
Yeah, you're farming, basically.
Gathering your farm.
You're hunting,
you're farming. We're going to wrap this up here, but we actually had a team member, Gabrielle. She writes all of the show notes and everything for the podcast.
Is she a hunter?
She said, you know, I keep hearing your podcast. I keep hearing about how you have to follow up and follow up and follow up and so many times. And she's like, I had been trying to get, I think she was trying to get our blog published on a couple different sites or get something to that effect. And she was like, so I finally just went back and I just started following up with everybody multiple times. And what do you know? They all got back to me. And so it really is. I know that we break it down. I know you get fired up about it, but it literally is that simple and that intentional.
Something someone said on the podcast that I'm blanking on, I want to give them credit, but they basically said, look, if my belief of you doing what I want is stronger than your belief of stopping me from what I want, I'm always going to win.
You win.
Right? And his context was in the idea of getting on a podcast. If his belief is stronger than mine about getting on my show versus my belief of stopping him from being on my show, he will always get on my show.
Love that.
Because his belief is stronger, which means he will be persistent. He will stay on top of it till he finally breaks me down. Oh man, sorry, Ariel, I hit the mic. But this was a great Instagram or YouTube short clip that I heard. Elon Musk wanted the name Tesla. The guy wouldn't sell him the name Tesla. He ends up buying the domain name for $75,000. How did he do it? He said, I sent the nicest person in my company to sit on the guy's doorstep. He goes, this guy you can never get mad at. This guy is so nice. And I sent him to sit on this guy's doorstep and not leave until this guy would sell him the name. And the guy ended up selling it for $75,000 and he didn't want to.
There you go. See, you don't have to sit on someone's doorstep a month to get what you want. You just got to make those phone calls.
You got to make the phone calls.
Thank you so much for listening. You can head on over to staypaidpodcast.com for the show notes and the video of this episode. If you like this episode and want to support the show, there are 2 ways we ask you to do that. First is to drop us a review on Apple Podcast, 5 stars preferred, along with a comment to let us know how we're doing. And also make sure to share this episode with a friend. All right. Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom? Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom? Because the P is silent.
Nice. Nice.
I picked that one especially for you. I thought you would like that one, Ariel.
That's great.
All right. If you want to get a hold of me or Luke, you can email us at podcast@remindermedia.com or you can follow us on Instagram. We are at Stay Paid Podcast. For this episode of Stay Paid, I'm Joshua Stike.
Guys, I'm Luke Acree. The action item I want you to take is I want you to commit to following up every single day. Pick a couple people in your list. Let's just pick your sphere of influence for this example. Reach out to 1 or 2 of them every single day. Take Jimmy Burgess, his example. Send them a free CMA. Offer them a free CMA of their home. Do that for everybody on your list. It will blow your mind, the response you get. Remember, the difference between top producers and mediocre producers is top producers take action. Take action on that today.